My experience with Circo Fantazztico has been great. To work with the group from Edinburgh, it was nice. They are from different backgrounds, dance, theater, sing, so we have been doing really nice things together and learning from each other, and we understand each other. Even if we just met like 9 days ago, now it's like a group together. It's not like two groups. I think one of the most important things to do this is that we are creating an environment of empathy and tolerance. It's important in these days because we are coming from different places, different backgrounds. We have to understand each other. So this makes a difference in this crazy world. So we have to learn how to understand our difference and accept those differences and just go together in peace.
Pues para mí el circo siempre ha sido como una familia, unas oportunidades de conocer a gente, de conocer culturas, idiomas, pasear, de despejar mi mente, de sacar mis sentimientos y muchas cosas más.
A mí también me gusta mucho porque ellos nos enseñan culturas de allá y nosotros de acá y todos aprendemos un poquito de cada cultura, entonces es lindo.
Para mí es muy importante porque uno aprende así inglés o sea cualquier idioma, sea poquito pero siempre queda como esa semillita ahí y queda como las ganas de aprender más. Son unas personas increíbles y lo hace mucho más interesante, al menos es increíble.
Bueno, de muchísimas maneras impacta en mi vida profesional, pero siempre es bueno aprender a trabajar y acoplarse a grupos distintos. Su creatividad tiene que explorar nuevas formas, nuevas alternativas para poder llegar a grupos diferentes. Hay que aprender a leer el grupo de las personas que vienen o a leer las personas que vienen, entender las necesidades, y esto me pone como profesional en un estado como de creatividad activa. Entonces pienso que es la manera más linda como yo percibo estos intercambios como profesional. Mi experiencia haciendo un workshop con este grupo fue hermosa. Porque están todas estas personalidades curiosas, creativas, queriendo aprender, sin expectativa. Entonces eso es como una motivación muy grande para uno como maestro en el momento. Entonces ha sido súper hermosa la experiencia. Este grupo vino con mucha sed de aprender y eso después se recibe muy bonito.
So the process from the first workshop that we did as a group, it was really interesting to witness how Carolina and Paolo from Circo Fantazztico managed to enable the students, manage them to feel really at ease and to allow them in really subtle ways to be given permission to try different things, to step into the unknown, myself included. And that courage that developed throughout the process has been really interesting for me and has encouraged me to develop myself as a teacher and as a creative. I think coming over to do such international work sometimes goes beyond words. Sometimes it's the unsaid. It's witnessing these students develop, grow confidence in subtle ways that is allowing them to bring something very unique and special back home. We are so fortunate in the UK, and I think I have been reminded every day, as they have been, what we have and what they do not have here, and how can we connect and collaborate to also enable the younger generation to do this work.
My experience of Costa Rica has been incredible. It's such a wonderful country and I'm so glad I got the chance to come here. It's been such a short 2 weeks, but I feel like we've really had the chance to immerse ourselves in this culture and this place.
It was just such an incredible experience to work with people from all different backgrounds.
It's been pretty much life-changing to come here and to be able to experience something completely different.
It's just so gorgeous here. It's so beautiful.
Amazing to actually be here. I didn't think this would ever happen, but just meeting everybody and everything we've done is so fulfilling.
It's been an amazing situation together with the group that we came with and the other group that we meet over here that are lovely people.
Experience new different art forms, and it has just been really eye-opening on so many levels. Physically, I've just got this buzzing feeling, and I think something that has sparked so much creativity in me.
I just been out of my comfort zone, and I discovered things that I didn't know I was interested in. So actually it was really self-discovering.
I've had so many profound moments of self-realization, but also just deep connection with the land, the people, the activities, just everything about it has been magical, and I feel so nourished by the experience.
And it's just allowed me to focus on how I am as an individual and as an artist, but more so as Ruby, working with people. I'm quite selfish in Edinburgh. I don't mean that in I'm mean. The type of work that I do is how am I going to get better? How do I do this to achieve this? And just being here has given me such a flow and dynamics of how I want to make others feel.
My experience of working with Circo Fantazztico has been fantastical. They're such a loving and talented group of people, and they're such a wide age range, but they're such a tight-knit family. And I felt very welcomed into that family, and just getting to create what we created with them.
They're so strong and committed, and it's such a close-knit working family. They welcomed us, the Edinburgh College group, into their space and into their world of work and how they make stuff so fast, and I'm just so appreciative of that.
I think at first I was a bit nervous, especially with the language barrier, but we luckily had 3 Spanish-speaking people in our team, as well as Carolina, who heads up Circo Fantazztico, who was translating a lot of the time. But one thing I really loved was that over time it became clear that dance and movement spoke a different language. So often, sometimes you'd be doing a piece and they'd be speaking a different language, but you'd know what they were doing.
When it comes to working in the groups, it's really developed my trust for other people. They've done so many workshops with us integrating. We've done breath work, we've done exercises where we have to purely be trustful of each other and trust them to not drop us and trust them to catch us, and it's been very different. I feel like I can trust people a lot more.
At the beginning I thought that I won't be able to do it, but in the end I saw the people that is so friendly and I went for it, and I could open completely to do my best because the people is so confident.
International exchanges allows individuals to step out of their comfort zone, to experience something completely new in their exterior world and their internal world. As a creative, as well, it opens so many new doors and possibilities. The opportunity to work with a whole range of different people as well.
You get the chance to open your mind to new ideas, meeting people, expanding your network.
Can offer you a new point of view about the life and about all this kind of situation that you never think about.
It not only gives people in totally different parts of the world just a small insight to what life is like in totally different continents, in totally different hemispheres. It gives people who are in those different hemispheres an opportunity to work with others in different places, I think it's very, very important to open up the mind to everybody and to be able to give people the chance to do things that might not have been possible without it.
These sorts of experiences, these international exchange experiences are so important because it teaches us both about the differences across the world between humans, but also the very inherent sameness. There's obviously so many massive differences between Costa Rican culture and Scottish culture, but there's that underlying human essence that just allows the connection to be there. Even when the language barrier is there, you can still have really deeply human experiences with these people. I think that's really important to be able to experience firsthand.
helps us appreciate different cultures and different ways of art as well, like the way that they create, and we were able to create this piece in 3 days, which at home would have taken so much longer.
I think this exchange is so important because it makes people realise that we're all just human. You have to have that understanding that we're not different because we live in different countries. We're all just people, but we all have different cultures, and that has to be respected. The only way you can understand that is by going to these places.
There's a dance worker called Nati who's from South Africa, and I did a workshop with him last year, and he said don't limit yourself to being just an Edinburgh artist or where you grew up. Think of yourself as a global artist, and it just gave me so much hope of where I can go and where I can spread my branches as me. Being an artist is such a privileged opportunity, but I've never thought about going to new places or having the courage to step forward and make the conversation or email someone to look for a job opportunity, or say, I actually don't like where I am right now, I want to go these places. Doesn't mean that this place is less bad than this, but there's so much in this world that I just haven't seen, and I'm only 18.
For one of the first times, it's made me actually feel like a proper artist, because for a lot of the time when you're at college, you feel like a student, so actually getting to create new work and just getting treated like a professional was just such an incredible experience. And it's really given me confidence as well because I'm a triple threat performer, really have more confidence in my dance abilities as well, and also made me realise how much I love doing acro and tricks, so I definitely going home want to put more time into that and dedicate more time to that, but also to intentionally try and be involved in more productions or pieces that work with people from different international contexts as well.
And I feel that I'll be going back so much more enriched and feeling that I've allowed myself to open so many new doors and contacts in a completely different part of the world, and to be able to feel this domino effect of inspiration and communication, and to help others also believe in themselves that it is possible to follow their dreams and their aspirations, and especially being an artist. I think it's so important that we work as a collective to inspire artists all over the world.
Before this, I had only ever really done physical art, like painting or drawing or sculpture. And when I had seen circus art originally, I thought it was going to be going into it and I was going to be painting and I was going to be doing stuff like that. But then when I came here, I found out it was a lot more physical, and I was very excited by that prospect because I realised I could totally bring something new into my artwork. When I go back, I can, put circus art into my art and then share it with everybody and be able to tell them my experience. And I think in the future it'll be very impactful on my art and when I go back. Yeah.
Primarily the main impact is going to be when we go home, understanding the world of theatre and performance is so much bigger than I thought, and there's so many more aspects of it that I can work in, like circus and community projects and things like that. And I'm sure there will be a lot more to discover later on.
It will help me to improve in my working life in the future, so it's a very good exchange.
I think this exchange will impact definitely my professional career. I find out that I was really into physical activity, and definitely I'm gonna practice circus and playing with fire and some juggling. I'm definitely gonna put that into my professional career and performance.
My experience of leading a workshop here in Costa Rica with Circo Fantazztico. Oh, it was so scary. My heart sank to the bottom of my chest. I was like, oh, I just wanted to do something that really put me out of my comfort zone. I was like, I'm not used to leading things. Although I want it and I crave to lead a room so much, it's not anything that I thought I could do. Noticing how much of a struggle it is to have the language barrier, but also how helpful it is to say less and people understand when you do more. With the Nadine George work and the breath work, it just fueled and electrified what we already had in the room. And for me doing it, I felt so much trust and connectivity in the space.
My experience of leading one of the workshops was so much fun. It's so unexpected. That particular workshop I've run once before at home with other circus artists, and it went a certain way that I was expecting it to go here, but this time round it was so much more. It went from being a workshop about the timing of prop manipulation to an ecstatic dance workshop that put us all into just the most gloriously excited state, all dancing and moving our bodies really, really flowy ways, and I'll remember it forever.
So my experience with this project, just being a filmmaker, when it comes to like documenting and being removed from the project in some aspects, but also being part of the projects and sometimes, it's just two different perspectives. Since I find it's amazing that Giles definitely encouraged me to also take part in the project. So it's quite interesting because at the beginning of the first week, like with the workshops, I was really involved with the workshop because it's quite good. It allows me to really meet the other performers, whether they're from Edinburgh or Costa Rica. And over the weeks that's gone by, I've been more of the documenting role. I do see from the start, like them having ideas what the show is gonna be like, and by the end seeing the actual end results, and I get to document the whole journey. And it's amazing that being a filmmaker, I could look at the different footages and it captures each step of the process that is like before and after. And I feel like I get an amazing chance to showcase the best of the actual journey, that I could make a video at the end and people can actually look back on their experience. Even if they've forgotten, they have the video and film to look back on. And for me, I haven't really processed like how much impact it has on me so far. When I'm back in Edinburgh and I could see the footage that I capture, just to make something creative with it, even though after the experience like ended, but the creative process hasn't ended for me.
The impact on me as a teacher, firstly, has been a reminder that we are so busy preparing our students, I'd say that from schools to college to university, to prepare them for assessment. And we lose sight of the fact that we need to try things, we need to step into the unknown, we need to experience being scared. And I will say that of myself as well. We've done skills here we may never do in the future. I have stood on shoulders and I have yelled a war cry. Will I do that again? Probably not. Will that be impactful? All of these things that we have done, that we will take forward as creatives, you bet. And for me as a singer and teacher, a reminder that collaboration and connection, and it's something I don't always have as a soloist, teaching one-to-one, collaboration, connection. And here we've had Spanish speakers in our group. We've had very few English speakers in the Circo Fantazztico. And over time, language has not been a barrier. And that's what has bound us, not divided us. I felt really fortunate in delivering a voice workshop, and I needed to bear in mind that 95% were not singers, so I wanted to do something that would bring everyone together, in which they would feel held in a safe space to just open up and sing. And so I chose some canons, I chose a song in Spanish to be just inclusive. I did not anticipate the effect of letting people, and enabling is such an important part of my work, that they'd feel so enabled to spontaneously burst out into song, whether we were up a mountain, in the waterfall, with the orphanage, with the kids who never sing. That warmed me to my core, and that will stay with me for a long time. And I think those songs will be earworms for many for some time to come.